This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button. Let's get the day started. All right. So there's a lot of stuff going on today. Little stuff. First of all, Will Smith keeps dropping music, bro. It sucks. Who's not telling him, bro, this is not it? Go back to the drawing board and figure something else out. I don't know who he's. See, this is what I always noticed. I don't know how many of you. Maybe some of you guys have done this. You know, you working in the industry and you start working with more Hollywood people. Man, these people live in a bubble, bro. Like, yo, we do this and this will happen. It doesn't work like that, especially nowadays. Like, back 15, 20 years ago in that pocket right there, that was a pocket, and probably before then, you could force feed people through the internet. And they would buy stuff, right? Like you could just say, hey, put this out. Somebody will listen to it because there wasn't a ton of stuff. There are so many options now. You better be putting out something that people like. It's just different. Will Smith says, pretty girls. I like pretty girls. Like, it's not even a catchy song. It's so bad. And he's investing a lot of money in it doing these videos. He has visual effects editors and everything. It's like, dude, he's going out real sad. You want to go out on top. When you drop getting jiggy with it and all that stuff, you should have left all that stuff there. If you want to make music for fun, get back with Jazzy Jeff and go back to your roots, bro. Stop trying to make like poppy type music. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. Will Smith isn't the same Will Smith it was 10, 15 years ago, you know, where anything you did, it was just like, whoa, Will Smith's doing this. People are over it. Your private life has been exposed so much that you don't want to, like, this is the problem with people learning too much about you. The negative stuff. Like, look at Diddy. We'll never look at Diddy the same. We'll never look at Dame Dash the same because all his financial woes have been exposed. And you don't want to see the greats go out like that, you know? It's better to keep your life a little more private and go out on top. Well, Christian Rock runs back to Blueface after her little fling with that college basketball player. Will he take her back? Who cares, right? These two were the most toxic people on the internet next to Cardi B and Offset, Puff Daddy and his girls. These two are toxic, bro. She's on there. I'm coming back, Daddy.
Daddy, I'm coming back on me and the baby. I miss you. Just waiting on your call. I love you. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry for everything.
This is called It Didn't Work Out. Didn't go as planned. Please take me back so I can regroup and do this again. Because that's all that's going to happen. If someone will cross you like that, or go, I'm not saying he's perfect, but if someone will just openly just be like, F you, he did this to me, he did that, and then now you're coming back to reboot because things aren't working the same. You guys are just too toxic together. It's crazy. He's no angel either, trust me. I'm not saying he is. DDG apologizes to Halle Bailey after she's granted full custody of their son for the next 10 years. But that doesn't mean that he can't see his son. See, whoever put this up is being dramatic. He's not going to win this battle. I think someone told him, like, you're not going to win this, bro. Like, you can fight all you want. She's going to win it. She's the mother. You chose to have a baby with somebody that you didn't really know like that. You hadn't put to the test. You guys are both in the spotlight. Bad move, you know, and this is a problem that DDG is going to have to live with for the rest of his life, and it's going to be painful because now she can use your son, which is a part of you, against you. I've seen some of my friends go through this, and it's heartbreaking because it's like, damn, you know, you might have not have been perfect, but you don't deserve this. The kid doesn't deserve to not have you in their life. And Halle Bailey's playing an evil game, just like Cardi B plays and all these other people. Cardi B's so worried about politics and not worried about her own personal life. It's funny. It's like your life is a mess. A mess. Worry about that. I don't get these people that worry about things they can't control, things that it's brainwashing out here. This politics. Don't get into politics. Just stand for what's right in your mind. In your mind, and don't be forced to go out. I don't agree. Like a lot of these protests that are happening, I don't agree with the way they're going about the raids and everything. There has to be probably a better way to do it. Like I can understand doing raids on like criminals, right? But of course, when you have quotas, this is how police period work, right? I don't know if you've ever lived in New York City. Have you ever been arrested? You had to have been. Otherwise, you didn't live in New York City long enough. All you have to do is have an unpaid traffic ticket of some sort, and you might have a warrant out for your arrest. That's what happened to me. I got arrested twice, one for a red light ticket, I think one for a tint ticket. And they arrested me, and I had to go to court to pay a $100 ticket. Now, should I pay the ticket? Or dealt with it? Yes. But I was younger, and you kind of like, But, yeah, so it's like, it comes to quota. That's my point. It comes to quota. How many arrests you can have a month. This cop told me, he was like, yo, if we don't arrest a certain, and this is when I was in the cell, and I was going to court, and they had to keep me cuffed like I was a criminal for a red light ticket. And I said, so what's the purpose of this? Like, you're going to keep me cuffed until I see the judge? He's like, yeah, sorry, man. It's just like, if we don't arrest a certain amount of people per week, they put us in, like, really dangerous neighborhoods. So it's like, that's crazy. It's crazy. Look at Ray J. Bro, Ray J is so suspect, bro. Diddy definitely had his way with him. I'm going to tell you, man. Ray J, look at him in the background. He's just, and then he's just like salivating over this performance. It's like, bro, you're weird, Ray J. So 50 Cent said, we're wearing white in honor of the freak-offs. Yeah, you should have brought your dirty little wife for the Grammys outfit. Dave Blunt stepped in. Dave Blunt is too new of an artist to be trying to like take on Kanye's fights. Kanye will not take on your fights. I don't like it when new artists do this. They just stick up for the art. Like, bro, what are you going to do? You're new. You have no clout. Dave Blunt is super new. Focus on staying alive, bro. You know? He says, your baby mom was getting popped and peed on this whole... yeah, we know 50 took the L. that goes without saying. 50's doing all this right now, reactionary, because he took a L putting a baby inside that girl. That was stupid. And it's not like he was young. He knew better. Bro. Bro, that's crazy. I'll tell you something. Nick Cannon's reckless, and he has babies with a lot of different women. But you never see these women talk out or embarrass him. He does something to keep them comfortable so they don't have to do any of that stuff, You're going to be comfortable, but don't do this, don't do that. Don't embarrass us, or our child. I do respect that. It seems like he has a system that works, Yeah, you pay more money. 50 was paying the minimum, $5,000 a month for child support for this woman, right? He should have bought her a house, said, I'm going to buy you a house, and I'm going to give you $5,000 a month. You have the money, 50. And you kind of messed up because you made her go out and look for another daddy. You messed up. It is what it is. Look at these two. Mandices and Yandy. Yandy was an assistant for Jim Jones. And she got on Love and Hip Hop. And she did whatever it took for Mona to keep her on the screen, right? Mandices and her, that's whatever. They cheat on each other constantly. And they've ruined their lives over Love and Hip Hop. This is what happens when you put your life on Love and Hip Hop. You guys will end up separating, unfortunately, and your lives will be rocked. And I'm going to tell you, too old for that. Yandy age, Love and Hip Hop. She's got to be in her mid 40s, right? Yeah, she's about in her mid 40s. And your life is about to get rocked. Split up. Ugly battle. Why? Because you wanted another guy on the side? You want to try to move like that? You trying to get even with Mendices? You knew who you married? Come on, man. Anyways, that's about it. This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, and I'll check you guys in the next one. Peace.